this video, I'm going to be showcasing every killer and in their abilities. So watch this to learn, I guess. First, we have Jason. He has a basic, for his M1, we have Slash, which does 20 damage. And next, we have Behead, which does 20 damage, but it has a bigger hitbox, but after you use it, you get slowness. And it's really good when, and use this the most when a survivor is one shot or has like 19 HP, so you can do it to get a faster kill. And next we have Gashing Wound. This does 50 damage. And it's really good to run and sneak up on survivors that are doing generators or just not paying attention. But you don't want to use this in chase unless they like run out of stamina. And next you got Raging Pace, which shows the closest survivor's location, and it does 25 damage. And you get a faster walking speed, and you get a huge lawn attack afterward. The best tip for using this is like when a survivor's about to run out of stamina, or you're running low on stamina, and you can use it to get more stamina. Okay, so that's Jason. Oh, and also remember to always play in shift lock so you can hit all your shots and hits easier. Okay, next up is going to be Cool Kid. So Cool Kid has 4 basic attacks. Punch, which has a small hitbox and does 26.5 damage. And then you've got Corrupt Nature, which you aim and then you shoot it, and it does 15 damage. But what's really good about this is that when you do it, it slows down and marks the person you hit for a little while. So it's really, you're wanting to use this in chase when you run out of stamina or the other person runs out of stamina. Like, for example, imagine I'm chasing him. I'm chasing the survivor and they stop running. I could just throw a Corrupt Nature at him, pretend that hit, and then it slows them down, and then you can get a bunch of free hits in. Next, you got Walk Speed Override, which is one of the most hated attacks in the game. It does 15 damage, but burns the survivor right afterward. And when you really want to use this is when you're really close up to the survivor. Yeah, so you want to do that right after you hit the so you want to get really close when you do Walk Speed Override so you can hit it. Because if you do it from far away, it's going to be easy to block and dodge. And if Guest has it, they can use it for a free block. And then, or if like Shaleski or somebody uses an ability, it's a free, easy Walk Speed Override to do it. Also for Corrupt Nature. Next, you've got Pizza Delivery. So you've got these pizza man that will walk up and walk around going towards players. Since Cool Kid doesn't have any aura reading abilities, you can just use that and it will run, and they will slowly walk like this towards a survivor. And it's really good to use that to find where survivors are. And it's also good to use that so you can do it to sometimes it will trap people and you can get some free damage in. I think they do 10 damage each. Okay, next killer is John Doe. John Doe is one of the hardest killers to use in my opinion. And what he has is that when you run, he has this trail behind him. When people walk into it, they start taking damage. Okay, and you've got Slash, which is the highest damaging slash in the game, which does 28 damage, but it's also the slowest. So you've got to plan out when you attack. Then you have Corrupt Energy, which does you can hit with it. You can hit people with it, and it does damage. Like, it's different every time about how much times you hit them with the spikes. But what's the main reason to use it for is to you can use it to trap players. Like, for example, see that how he was trapped, and then I could just kill him easily. Then you've got digital footprint. What John Doe does is that he stomps his foot, and it gets this huge thing right here. And when survivors walk over it, they get slowness and they get marked, and you get speed too. It's really good to use that for, like, you use corrupt energy, like right here, for example. So he has nowhere to go. Then I could do digital footprint, so he couldn't escape, and then it's just a free kill. You also want to put this in looping areas. And then you've got 404 air, which just marks all the people around you, everybody's auras. And that's John Doe. And the next killer is Noli. And Noli, in my opinion, is one of the easiest killers to use that is. She's got stab, which does 25 damage. But this is, and then you got Void Witch, which is just a better walk speed of so you press on it, or sometimes you hold on it. You press it, and it like runs you forward. But it's easy to. The easiest part to use this is you can kind of turn a little bit. When you want to use this is when a survivor runs out of stamina, like here. Oh, you're supposed to hold it. Sorry. You're supposed to hold it down, yeah? And then you, like, hit just pretend to hit. Just pretend to hit. Just pretend to hit. You want to do this, people using generators, and you get to use it a second time. But you can keep on hitting everybody. It only stops when you don't hit somebody or run to a wall, or when you hit somebody for a second time, and they get hallucination. And then you got Nova, which is the biggest hitting projectile in the game. It does 15 damage, but when you throw it, it also pulls the survivor in that area. And then you've got his last move, Observant, which is one of the best movements in the game. What you do is that when you press it, it shows all generators, and you can teleport to them. And if you teleport near players, it will mark them. And now, the next killer is Linux, which is the most overpowered character in the game. First, you've got his slash, which is pretty fast, and it does 20 damage. Then you've got mass infection, which you point it, and then it hits it for anybody for 35 damage. You don't really want to use this in chase, but you can do this when you use an ability, the aura reading ability, and then so you can hit people with generators. And then you got entanglement, which you want to use in chase, which is fast, does 10 damage, but it gives you speed too for 2 seconds, and it stops the player when they get hit. So you can basically do a lot of damage when you're doing it. Then you've got unstable eye, which makes you get speed 1 for 5 seconds, but it makes you blind, but it shows you all auras around you. And then you've got the reincarnation thing. What you do is that, like, every kill you get, you can counts as 1 in there, and then it'll summon a bunch of zombies that will run around and chase them. What's really good is that when you kill one of these zombies, you get speed 1, and then you can keep on killing them to stack up. I would prefer for you to use this at the end during Last Man Standing. And then that's it. That's all of the killers. Well, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.